Hey, what's up, you guys? It's the Sweet Tea Show, and I'm back to talk about Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 6, the finale. Oh, excuse me. I didn't do an episode last week. My phone was messing up. I accidentally dropped it in some water at work. I got it fixed, so it's all good. My phone had been through the ringer, and it's still in good shape, so I love it. Anyway, we start this episode off with where it left off last week. Lyrica and Barney B is up here arguing, knowing they both ain't gonna do nothing. Barney B is sitting up here talking about something you said on side, and Lyrica tries to throw the table at her, slide the table to her. She did. She picks up stuff, try to throw it. Security stops it. Production stops it. What's that girl name? Black China is just over it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sleepy. I'm actually getting ready to go to bed after this video. I have to work in the morning. I have to get my kids up for school, and I gotta get up in the morning. But anyway, yeah. Black China's just over it. She's over it. She's over the whole ordeal. She goes out there and try to talk to Barney B. Barney B tell my son she said on side, so I had to be on side. And she was just like, you getting on my nerves. Bye. Moving on from that, we get this scene with Immature. All of them are practicing for their performance, and Ray J shows up an hour late with some damn dogs. Ray J gets on stage being hella extra as he always is. So when he come out and do One Wish, he want candy raindrops, and he want to have a fake tear coming out, but he want to make it real because he gonna be crying. And everybody just like, we not doing it. This is not the actual tour. This is just basically a performance. And Ray J tell my son he don't do seconds. Something he said he don't do. He could just stayed home for that. I'm like, yeah, you could, because I really don't want to see you on stage, Ray J. You don't even sound like you used to. Moving on from that, we get this scene with Yo-Yo and Mr. Ray. They finally meet up with Apple Watts. They talk to Apple Watts about her behavior on Instagram. And Yo-Yo asks her, where have she been? And Apple Watts is just rude. Apple Watts is just minding my business. And I said it before, I said in the beginning, and I'll say it again. Apple Watts was the crackhead of this season. And I'm not saying she on crack, even though we don't know that for sure. She was the crackhead of this season. She's always angry, always want to fight, acting a mess. Her words is slur. You never know what the fuck she is talking about, what she is going. Girl, I don't know. And Yo-Yo once again tried to talk to her, and at this point, Apple Watts is just coming up with too much excuses. She's sitting up here being very rude to herself. Well, everybody tell myself I got a drinking problem, but I don't have a drinking problem. If you've been through what I've been through as a kid, you would have a problem too. And then it went from that to, just because she turned don't mean nothing. Then it went from that to she had slept on a bench when she was a 15-year-old. She had to sell her cooch. I promise you the whole time she was talking, I was like this with the violin. Or with Mr. Krabs, I was SpongeBob with a little mini violin. I'm like, me personally, I just don't like when grown people use their childhood experience to the reason why they are what they are. Not all of us had a good childhood. I get it. But you cannot keep living in the past. And Apple Watts is just stuck in her ways. And I'm just like, sis, you don't want to do better. And as much as Yo-Yo want her to do better and want her to do right, Yo-Yo, at some point, Apple Watts have to want that. And Apple Watts don't seem like she want it. She's stuck in her ways. And I feel like at this point, let her be stuck in her ways. You tried. Mr. Ray talking about something he don't ever want to be a day where he call her, she don't answer. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. Did y'all know that Mr. Ray started some mess between Apple Watts and this girl who used to be on Flavor Flav Love? But you don't want Apple Watts to not answer your phone call, but you around here starting drama. Moving on from that, Lyrica meets up with A1 at the park, and they get into a shouting match as usual. I'm not even going to go back and forth what they said because it was both ignorant, and the fact that A1 don't even... I'm going to say this about A1. I'm sick of his raggedy dress. I'm sick of these jumpsuits. I'm sick of the paint on his nails. I'm sick of how he goes behind Lyrica back and tell everybody he want his wife, he love his wife, he care about his wife. But when he's around her, It's like he gives this I don't give a fuck energy. It is what it is. And I cannot stand no man that does tit for tat. I cannot stand when you tell a man, you did this, you did that. That's why I'm feeling this way. And then he brings up, well, you did. Look, we're not going to do this tit for tat. This is not tag your it, sir. I don't have time to be pointing out. If I want to talk about me, I would have brought up me. We're talking about what you doing to hurt me. And he over here to my son, well, you did this. And I'm not even finna go back and forth with it. I was just over it. I will say this. Y'all really need to stop. Y'all always tell my son what's healthy for that baby, Ocean. Ocean's so cute. He's so cute. They tell my son what's healthy for the baby. Well, I'm going to say this. That's not healthy how y'all be cussing around that baby. Like, y'all be talking some fuck this and dead ass and this, that, and the third. And that's not good that baby Ocean is hearing mommy say this about daddy and daddy saying this about mommy. Like, y'all need to get that shit together. Moving on from that, we get this scene with Moniece. She is on stage singing. And who is there? Booby is there while she's performing. And Moniece did sound good. I like this shortcut on Moniece, though, to be honest. I really do. And Moniece breaks down to what she's been telling us all summer long. She let us know that Fizz is still disrespecting her. She said one day this week, I don't know when it was, but she said one day she had Cameron. It was her week to have Cameron, and she ran out of medication, the medication she takes for her depression and all that other stuff that's wrong with her. And she calls Drew. Drew doesn't answer. She texts Drew. Drew doesn't answer. So she swallows her pride and calls April. April's like, oh yeah, Fizz is right here. And she's telling Fizz, like, I'm unraveling. I don't know if I can make it. I need you to help me. I ran out of my medication. And he basically said, I don't know what you're calling me for. Call your parents. And hung up in her face. And that's the difference between women and men. Don't you know, if my kids was with their father and he had a mental issue and he has to take medicine for it, and he calls my phone and tells me that he's unraveling, he ran out of medication, please help me. Don't you know I would grow some motherfucking wings on my back and fly if I had to go get my child or my children? That's the difference between women and men. And I don't care what nobody say. Because a real father, anything could have happened. And I'm not saying Moniece could have hurt the boy, but you never know what would happen to somebody if they're off their meds. For God's sake, the boy probably would have got hungry and she probably too sprung out to feed him. He probably would have tried to go in the kitchen and feed himself and set the house on fire. You didn't bother to care because you too worried about what the hell you got going on with April. You too busy licking April ass. You can't even help. I like that Booby had her back. I like that Booby was like, every time you call him, he think it's about you and April. And it's just like, it's good to see a man perspective of that. I'm glad that Booby is a man and he sees the fucked up shit that Fizz is doing to Moniece, let alone to her telling one of her female friends. Because women, we're here. Majority of us, we're here. We see it. It's good to see another man being fucked up towards his baby mama. So moving on from that, we get this scene with who did we get next? We get this K Michelle scene, and she's talking with Lyrica about the whole, she done moved out, she got her own place. Lyrica G is there. We all know Lyrica and A1 are still together. I follow them on social media. Did y'all see that picture of A1 in a damn adult diaper with his son? I really don't have no comment on it. I look at it this way. If you want to play dress up with your child, then so be it. I ain't got no comment on that. I'm just saying that y'all see it. Moving on from that, K Michelle lets us know she going back to Atlanta. And we all know she going back to Atlanta to torment, what's that girl name? Rashida ass. Who ain't got shit to do but deal with the fact that her third apple husband keep on fucking around getting people pregnant. Oh, Lord. And keep in mind, K Michelle is actually doing good. I actually heard her new song on the radio the other day. I can't you the shit not. I was driving to go pick up my daughters, And I heard it on the radio Sunday. When they said it was K. Michelle, I don't know the name of the song, but I remember it. And I was like, oh shit, come through. When she was like, rain on me or what? I don't know. I gotta listen to the song again. K. Michelle is very talented. This must be her last album that she was talking about for R&B. And now she's going to start focusing on her country music. So kudos to K. Michelle. One thing I will say about her, she might be turning up on this show every now and then and putting people in their place, but she do be about her music. So I will give credit when it's due. Moving on from that, who else they talked about this episode? I'm just so over this season. I can care less. I'm sorry if I'm not really enthusiastic. It wasn't really nothing to give me. So, anywho, I'm trying to think who they showed next. I want to say they did show everybody performing, and Ray J got up there and sounded a hot mess. I remember Nikki Baby, what's her name, Paris, and what's his name? I almost called them Zell. They was sitting there and they saw Moniece and Booby walk in. I think Tierra was there too, because Tierra was the one, oh, are y'all fucking? And everybody's like, are y'all a couple? And they let everybody know, like, no, they're not fucking. They're not a couple. They're actually friends, and not the Moniece and not the Fizz and April friends, which was shade. I thought that was funny though. Back to that. Paris asked what happened to them. They cut the scene and show those two having a dinner. And Fizz sitting up here to my son, you know, he loves April. He's happy with April. April asked him, do you see yourself marrying me? He said, yeah, and 5 years from now, he see himself having another child. I see you having another child and treating her like shit like you do Moniece. And that's all I got to say. And at the end of the day, Fizz sitting up here to my son, y'all talking about such and such is unbothered, but we're really the ones that's unbothered. That was Love and Hip Hop finale. I really ain't got no more talking about it. I told y'all Ray J got on the stage and he sounded a hot mess. It didn't even sound like One Wish that I heard when I was growing up. But that was Love and Hip Hop. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Comment, subscribe, like this video, share it, and thank you for watching. I am so ready for this part 2 reunion. It better be fucking good because I can feel it. I just want to know who put out there J. Bush slept with Omarion's mom. That is the only reason why I'm watching. And I kind of heard that Moniece gonna slap fire out of Fizz, which he deserved. And they showed that clip tonight when Moniece was trying to talk to him at the skating ring and he walked off. I said, Moniece better than me. I would have punched that nigga in his neck. I would have punched him back in his neck. But anywho, that was the episode. Y'all tell me what y'all think, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.